Hey guys, it's CoCo here, and today I'm going to be showing off just a few things. I've got a game here that I went out and bought after seeing a couple videos on YouTube. It's called DCS A-10C WARTHOG. It's a simulator for the A-10C WARTHOG. Sorry, I'm fairly new to flight simulators, and this is definitely the most complex flight simulator I've ever played in my entire life. And recently I went out and bought a TRACKIR5. Now a TRACKIR5 is something that you put on your head and it registers your head movement instead of using your mouse to look around. Now look, I can look around and see my engines. I can zoom in. I can look through the cockpit. I can really get up in its zone, yo. And I'll be showing off these two items just through a startup of the A-10C WARTHOG. I'm only going to do a startup because I haven't learned anything past the startup. Learning the startup was a tedious process. It took hours for me to learn. I suggest actually writing down a checklist. It helped me learn much quicker. After the first 2 hours, I was just like, okay, I'm going to write down a checklist to help me with whatever I got to do. So here I am. I'm going to start it up and give you guys the rundown of this. Right now we need to actually turn it on and turn our batteries on, and then our inverter switch on standby. Oh, there we go. Now while we're doing that, we can actually test a few things. Let's test our caution lights, make sure everything's working. Oh. Everything seems to be working, so we can just let go of that button. And then while that's happening, we can actually test our fuel indicators, our fuel injectors. Sorry, we can test it. We can push it by the test indicator button to see what it looks like. Now, when we do this, you need to look out for a few things here. It should read 3,000 for your two arms, and for your 6,000 total pounds on the meter. Mine reads about 5,900, almost 6,000. And after you do that, it's around 6,000, that's okay, but after we do that, we need to turn on our oxygen so we can actually breathe when we're in flight, so we can turn that on right there. And then once that's on, we need to test and see when it gets low if it'll actually give us a caution sign, so we need to test that now. And, oh, there it is, okay. We can go ahead and press the caution button. It's only a test. Now once that's on, we need to turn on our radios, and that's located on the left console here. It's turn it on right there. My mouse is really messing up on me, so it's going to affect the gameplay just a little bit. Okay, we got our radios turned on, and now we need to we can actually begin the start the engine process. And before we start the engine, we need to do a few things. We need to turn on our APU unit, which is right here. And while we do that, it's going to get loud, so let's go ahead and close our canopy. There we go. And we need to turn on our APU generator, which I just turned the APU on. Now we can turn the APU generator on, and then the left generator, and the left, or the right generator, sorry. Turn that on. And now, once we did that, we can actually begin to turn on the left engine. So how we do that, you're going to press Control or Alt, right Alt, and press Home. Starting up the engine. Yes, that means your engine has started up, so something happened to the engine. That's why the caution light came on. So yes, we know that something's happening. You can see it right back there. It's starting up. Now, while you're doing this, there's a few things that you need to see. You got your left speedometers here. Not speedometers. I'm not too sure what you call it. I don't know the terminology for it, but it's the ITT, which is the integrated turbine temperature. Sorry. And then your middle one's your engine pour, and then your PSI, and then your fan. Now this is the left, and this would be the right. There's a few things you need to see. Everything should max around 60% for idle on ground. Now once you're in air, this is going to change. So as you can see, this is 60%, that is 60%, and this is 60%, and the fan is 25%. Now once that's around where you need it to be, you can go ahead and turn on your right engine, and you're going to go ahead by control home. Yes, we know something's happening. Now same thing over here should happen for the same thing for the right side, and then your fan. Now once everything is about maxed on even, you can actually begin to start up your avionics accessories. Right now we gotta wait. You don't want to turn on both engines at the same time because you need to distribute the power evenly. There's not going to be enough power to turn on both engines at the same time. And after that is done, which it is, we can actually turn on the control display unit, the CDU, which would be right here. You can turn that on. Okay, once that's on, we can need to uncage this right there, and then we can turn on our CICD, which would be the central interface control unit, which turn that on, and then we need to turn on the IFCC to test. The IFCC means Integrated Flight and Fire Control. Okay, now once that's on, we can go to our UFC, which will be our upfront control, and we can press enter to start the IFCC. And once that's done, we can go ahead and set a flight or set up flight control systems. And how you're going to do that is your right and left and right yaw and pitch. You need to go ahead and turn that on so it can register. Now once that's on, we can do our trim for it, so our takeoff trim. Hold that down. Okay, our takeoff trim is set. Now, there it is. Our takeoff trim is set. There we go. And now once that's done, we can go to our left MFCD and go ahead and load our data from our chip to the jet itself. Now once that's loaded, you're going to notice asterisks appear. That means it's fully loaded, and it usually takes around 15 seconds. And once the data is loaded, we can set our CDU data from our right MFCD over there. But it's not loaded yet. There it is. There it's all loaded, as you see the asterisks reappear. And then we're going to come over here, engage our CDU, which would be our on our right control panel. It's going to register with the front dash. And on the UFC, we can go ahead and exit out of this menu since we don't need it anymore, since our test is complete. Exit. There we go, that's exit. And we can go ahead and turn our IFCC to on instead of test. Now instead of we're done testing it, we can go ahead and turn it on. Bam, there it is. And we need to set the left MFCD to a tactical awareness display, also known as a TAD. We can right there. And once that's done, now we can load a flight plan, which would be right over here. We can turn that on, and then we can the steer point switch. We need to turn that on also. Sorry guys. Well, it's not. It's double clicking, but okay. I think it was turned on. And then we need to set the countermeasure signal on the CMSP panel, which would be right there. We need to put this on standby. So right there, we need to make sure our MWS is ready, our JMR is ready, our RWR, and our display is ready. Now once all four of those is ready, sorry, we can actually turn on the we can turn on the Joint Tactical Radio Systems. We located the GTRS switch would be right there, and then we can select the navigator on our right MFCD to turn on the navigator to our left MFCD navigator. Right there's our navigator, as you can tell. And once that's done, we need to engage the Arm Enhanced Altitude Control, the EAC switch. And now this is located behind the throttle. It's kind of tricky to see, unless you don't have an if you don't have a TRACKIR5, you can still click it. It's hard to see behind the control panel, because if you don't have a TRACKIR, you couldn't get actually into it like this, how detailed we can, the people that do own one. We need to go ahead and taxi the arm, and then we need to turn on the radio altimeter. Once that's on, we are ready to taxi the runway. Now, how we do that, we need to turn on our anti-skid for takeoff. Our anti-skid is on, and then we need to turn on our nose wheel, which will control our nose wheel. And how you do that, you just press insert on your keyboard. Our nose wheel is activated, and now the most important step of the whole startup is to activate your injection seat. How you do that is right there, your injection handle. Now that, guys, is a full startup of the A-10C WARTHOG. Thank you for watching the game. If you guys looking to buy it, it's going to be a while. I still haven't even taken off. It's a very long and tedious, monotonous. It's very long to learn all the steps. It took me a while actually to learn all the steps. Now, again, I suggest getting a notepad and writing down steps. It helped me. It can help you. I'm actually about to start beginning the takeoff. I might record a video for the takeoff and landing. First takeoff and navigation, then landing. If I do so, I'll post it on YouTube, guys. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.